Yeah, he has the other sets, yeah, so.
Like Bill does.
I was wondering what, Bill up there. Yeah, there is, so there is some shale up there.
Well, we get down to hard.
Right, can we pin it?
Yeah,
And
it's
then
great.
let
All right, everybody, welcome to Town of Runcible Planning Board meeting for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Happy October. The agenda for tonight's meeting is to approve the meeting minutes from August 23rd. Subdivision, the Friedman Ash minor subdivision, and the Case special use permit. I'll now call the meeting to order. Vicki, do we have meeting minutes printed for the last meeting?
I do not have them at any time.
Okay, no worries. We can move that agenda item to the next meeting. So that moves up the James subdivision. So the next item is the James subdivision. I'd like to just invite the applicant to speak on an overview of what's being proposed.
So I would take that for my footing.
So, well, that's right. My proposal is to subdivide the 57 acres of my land that I currently have in Preston Hollow on Travis Hill Road to two lots. One would be 15.23 and one would be 37, I believe is what it ends up to be. And the 15.23 includes the current vineyard that I operate on Travis Hill Road. That's part of Travis Hill Farm and Vineyard.
And have you met with Tim Lippert?
I have,
You have? Okay.
yes, several times.
All right, great. So I see here in the documentation, I think you probably met with Tim on, did he recommend a variance for your application?
Well, no, because originally when I also came to the planning board and talked to you guys about it, not officially, unofficially, that I was originally going to just do 12.5 acres, which would require a variance. And the suggestion was that I find another 2.5 acres,
Okay.
which I did, so I don't have to get a variance. So at this point, what I'm being told is that I don't have to ask for a variance for that.
Okay. Have you completed a minor subdivision form and that
Yes.
paperwork?
Yes, and I have a survey. I have the new survey map.
Could I see the
Yeah,
paperwork?
do you need the,
So just all the paperwork, that the first section is the description of the second lot of lot 2. Do you need just a copy or do you need a certified copy of the map?
We will need all copies for now, and then we would stamp them and give, once approved, stamp them, give them back. And
This
then,
one back to me.
yeah. Some of them have to be filed at the, but I don't know if Tim explained the process to you for subdivisions, but. Is that the honor?
I think it was John's office.
Oh. So with subdivisions, so we go through this, we review the seeker form,
Right.
and then we have to schedule a public hearing, so it's at least, if all paperwork is in accordance and it's what our requirements, it's at least 2 meetings.
Okay.
But let's see,
Do I have to be here for these meetings?
for the public hearing, yes,
Do you want me to put
but we can schedule it at a time that works for you.
Oh, I'm actually leaving these meetings.
I don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
You
Representative.
could send a representative or
gonna be done virtually.
potentially done virtually.
Yeah, we can
We
talk
need
about it
to
and figure it
ensure
out.
that's set up ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there would be the ability for the board to communicate with you,
Mhm.
you to communicate with the public.
This is the description on the second
We
one.
do it through, one of the meeting apps, so.
Frankly, we don't do it too often, but I think we have used Zoom in the past for solar thing.
And have you paid the subdivision fee? Not yet, okay. Definitely want that before you leave.
I know there's some on record.
Alright, so we have the application fee. There's just one other form we'll need you to fill out, but you can do that after and submit it. It's the site visit. Oh, no, never mind, it's here. Sorry. Alright, so just for the board, we have the site visit consent form. We have the subdivision application, which I can read out loud. But let's take a look at the mapping.
Yeah.
You share?
Yeah, they can.
One each.
I don't have too much space for one each.
Yeah, that would take a lot of work.
Dominic, can you see?
Yeah.
Alright, so,
I know, but I don't like it. I was like.
So this is-
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking there's a big tall ones.
This is my vendor.
The breakfast stamps, I don't think they have.
This was the-
You know.
Oh, maybe. You want me to have them sign that? No.
The vineyard is 3 acres.
and this only borders Travis Hill, there's no other.
No.
So do we-
Right, this is not county road or within
This
state
is
highway.
Travis Road.
Yep.
Yeah, state
I'm talking about
highway.
it's not within
Down here.
500.
Yep.
This is.
I look for there, there's certain things that we look for, just the assumption. So, there's just patterns. So this is the vineyard area.
The 37 is what, or the
No, I'm
15, you break it up to
15,
15.
I'm breaking out from the 37. Or from the 50.
The totals.
There's no home on this part of the property?
No.
Is there a home here?
No. This is my vineyard, and there's a shed on the vineyard, but there's not.
I'm just looking at
No,
this.
this is a
proposed.
proposed. Well, I was told that you have to have a proposed
Yeah,
home envelope, and that's where it would be.
all right, so I'm just gonna go through the requirements, so I'm gonna read what some of these are. The board can help me make sure we have it. All right, so we have the name of owners for all remaining properties, which it looks like we do. We have the tax map block sheet and lot
Yeah,
numbers.
so you did the standing seam roof and all that? Yeah. That's a nice place you guys did a nice job.
But the store is like right down.
Yep, we
So,
have those.
Jackson.
Yes.
We have the contour lines, well, sorry, contour lines interval 20.
I see the doors are open now and then.
Yeah,
You're bringing
Um,
stuff down.
Yard sale kind of thing like that. We need-
Locations of boundaries of the proposed subdivision. Yes. Proposed layout of lots, including the approximate dimensions, which we have. Location identification of existing streets, significant
And it took almost 10
features,
years, but it was, the guy did a great
and
job.
other
Maybe an over.
existing permanent
Yeah, I know
buildings and
there's-
utilities, if any.
Timber frame over, I have a house in West Shore. I live right down the road on Route 81.
Description of the proposed street layout,
I just
and
did the timber frame.
everything. Description of the
So
building
the
types
corners take a left on 81,
proposed.
going towards.
Location and designation of zoning
There, but
districts.
I have a house in West Shore. I just did the timber frame.
Never yours, for yourself, the right one. There's two.
Well, my boys, my two oldest boys live there. I didn't go downstairs. My one
Yep, we have
sister
that.
lives
Thank
downstairs
you.
in the basement. We finished off in this.
And
Small reds. It's like nothing.
Right.
400 bucks a month.
Compass.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's my.
Right.
And they all have good
Anyone
jobs. They work
seeing
for National Grid and Handy.
anything
Reels
that
and
they
stuff
have
like
questions on?
Are there existing structures on this?
No, there's just a shed. There's a vineyard shed.
Sorry, where is that?
You yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. My brother.
Okay. So I think that can end our map review. We can go through the seeker and the application form. You're welcome to sit down during this, because it's gonna be a lot of talking.
I have a question on the map, is the shed is there any consideration for the setback on that? Looks like it's. This is the second.
Right here.
Bottom left corner of the 15 acres. Tiny.
I love doing it.
I don't know if the shed is subject to setback.
No, I work for the Thruway Authority for a living. Yeah, I have 8 years left and I can retire from there. So it's been 20
Tim, do you know the accessory structure set offhand, is it?
Same residential, whatever that is.
Says 50 on here.
You're not Hamlet, right? It's ARR.
It's RC2.
What's this? This is 75. They read the book. That's what you pay the money for, right?
That's what it is.
Can that shed be moved out of the,
It's good money.
Do we need an updated survey?
it's not a permanent shed?
Yeah.
I think it should be okay. It's not a permanent structure, but if we get to the point of voting on this, which we can't tonight, it would be conditioned upon shed becoming formed with all applicable setbacks.
Here we go. So whatever these are, is what it is. It's what it is. In the front, on one of these notes, it says,
We have everything. So conditional.
We still have to do a public hearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would. do it.
Is that reasonable to you to move forward with this?
If I have to move.
I mean, it's
the
still
shed,
pretty high, it's like. He's like.
Because it is within the setback.
You're still gonna get a rate on it for that, probably.
Well, he said 4 and then you. Right now, we can't.
Yeah, like a membrane, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I can do a system with that, but the system calls for it. As if you concrete. He's like, the concrete is only cheaper.
Yeah, you should buy this.
Helps.
This is a 10, right?
Yeah, the thing is like 300. It's just 380.
So, I guess the option is either
Yeah, that or
leave the
I just
shed
leave it,
or
or you leave a pit, like some pumps it almost.
would we require a new map if the shed's moved, or is
But they want,
this?
they want it a little low.
This would be okay, but the resolution would say it has to become compliant.
Is that something you're willing to?
Or, I guess the other question is, can I get variance for the shed?
Not from this board, but you.
Easier to move them?
So they have to, you don't have to. They rate on it.
It's up to you. That would be something zoning board of appeals could do, correct?
Right.
If you wanted to do that, that is your other option, if you'd like to.
That just
keep the
comes
shed
out
where
and
it
then
is.
you pipe it, it's like it's almost like a dryer.
You
can buy
you say it wrongly, but there's no reason it couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if there really good reason to ask for a variance, is what I would say, and then to hang you up,
It's,
I think it'd
it's
be unnecessary
Yeah.
for
I
you.
know, I
where
get
it
it.
is the
It's right
most
opposite.
logical
Yes.
place for it to be in terms of equipment storage and where you come into the vineyard. But if it has to be moved. it has to
How
be
big is this? It looks rather thin.
This is a driveway.
moved. No, well, this is a farm road. So this is the gate.
So like, yeah,
And the shed is
it's
off
all like.
to the side.
you're digging
It's,
up
the
and
shed is 10 by
like,
12.
And it's not a permanent structure.
It's just sitting on
That's what I'm
a built up gravel.
Yes. Excellent. Phenomenal.
So yeah, it's ultimately where essentially, okay. All right, so next we'll go through the subdivision application. So this is the address on here. Is this your?
That's my 3038, that's my address. My house is not on the farm property.
Right.
All right, and what is the address of the,
At least you were able.
There's a tax map number, there's no address.
there is no address, okay, got it. So it's tax map number 171.-2-26 Travis Hill Road. It is zone RC2.
It's crazy now.
The total number of acres to be subdivided. We have two lots, one of 37 acres, one of 15.23 acres. The physical property features include open use and vineyard. Is for agricultural purposes. Present or proposed easements or further restrictions, so a farm road easement,
Yes,
that's present or proposed.
that's proposed.
Is there
Yeah,
any
easement for,
considerations that we need for that?
no, it's shown on there.
The applicant has listed the interested parties on her application. Then at the end, at the end of us reviewing this, we'll just need your signature and date. And then
Just wondering how.
okay, so, for seeker part 1,
It's crazy.
they are subdividing,
2026
15
building.
acres,
Has to be electric.
that 15.23 acres, and then I believe there's
In
a
the-
37 acre lot for a total of 52.23 acres. All land uses that occur on this property are rural and agricultural. Does the proposed action involve the legislative adoption of a plan or local ordinance or administrative rule or regulation? No. Does the proposed action require a permit, approval, or funding from any other government agency? No. Is the proposed action a permitted use under zoning regulations? Yes.
Right.
Consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan? Yes. Is the proposed action consistent with the predominant character of the existing built natural landscape? Yes. Is the site of the proposed action located in or does it adjoin to a state-listed critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in substantial increase in traffic above present levels? No. Are the public transportation services available at or near the site of the proposed action? No. Are there any pedestrian accommodations or bicycle routes available on the proposed action? No. Does the proposed action meet or exceed the state energy code requirements? Yes. Will the proposed action connect to existing public, private,
Yeah, I'll get a
water
hold of you
supply?
about that
No.
right now. I'll drop that check off.
Will the proposed action connect to existing water waste utilities? No. Does the project site contain or is substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site, or district which is located on the National State Register of Historic Places that has been determined by the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Parks and Recreation and Historic Preservation? No. Is the project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as sensitive archaeological sites for New York State? No. Does the portion of the site of the proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands, water bodies regulated by the federal, state, or local agency? No. Will the proposed action physically alter or encroach into any existing wetland or water body? No. Identify the typical habitat types that occur on the project site, forest and agricultural. Does the any species of animals associated habitats listed by the government as threatened or endangered? No. Is it located in the 100-year floodplain? No. Will the proposed action create stormwater discharge either from point sources? No. Does the proposed action include construction or other activities that would result in impoundment of water or other liquids? No. Has the site of proposed action or adjoining property been the location of an active or closed solid waste management facility? No. And has the site of proposed action or adjoining property been the subject of remediation? No. So, that is part one of the seeker.
Shielded and
So I can go ahead and get it made, and then we can do the permit later.
At this point in time,
Thank you, appreciate it.
I will accept a motion that the action be classified as an unlisted action. Motion by Brad, second by Carol. All in favor? Aye. Dominic, are you in favor of that? Andrew, can you read the
Yes, give me one.
do we have a copy of part two of the seeker? That we could readily have?
You need a blank form?
Yeah.
I
it's not a-
can dig it up somewhere.
So I'll read through the part two of this and the board can determine whether no or small impact maker or moderate to large impact maker. For the sake of simplicity, I will assume no or small impact, but if the board feels otherwise, feel free to stop me for discussion. Will the action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? Will the action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? Will the action impair the character or quality of the existing community? Will the action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? Will the action result in adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Will the action cause an increase in the use of energy and fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Will the action impair existing public or private water supplies or public or private wastewater treatment utilities? Will the action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? Will the action result in adverse change to natural resources? Will the action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? And lastly, will the action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
I will now accept the motion that the town of Rensselaerville Planning Board be designated as lead agency. All in favor? Oh, sorry. Motion by Carol.
Second.
Second by Rob. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. I will also now accept a motion that for the reasons stated in the notice of determination read by Andrew, that a negative declaration has been made. I'll accept a motion. Motion by Brad, second by Carol. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Okay, so the next step here is to schedule the public hearing. Vicki, what is the earliest date we could schedule that public hearing?
I can have it in the paper for the 9th, next Thursday.
Okay.
Andrew, would that be sufficient notice? But not for the mailings. We need a list of butters for the mailings, correct?
Right.
So I would not do that. November 6th.
November 6th.
Yeah, I think we might be cutting it too close to have everything done by the, yeah, our next meeting's the 16th.
So with the public hearing, we would give you a list of all of your butters. You would have to mail that out, the notice that Vicki would prepare for you.
Okay, is that the same as the ones that I've given you?
It would be, she would give them to you from, the tax map.
Okay.
It's all your neighbors, so it'd be the comprehensive. I know that you were traveling. You do have to return the certified mailers, because that be sent via certified mail. So, you can either mail them prior to leaving and drop them off, or send them to us also.
Just, I'll map them before, it depends on when Vicky can get.
We
me
can
the-
do that before you go.
Okay,
And then, for the resolution, like Andrew said, it will state that this is conditionally, for you moving the shed to within the, within 50 feet,
so it's 50 feet. Okay,
50 feet.
okay,
So,
You gotta go by half as much as you are now.
Yeah.
Based on that.
and then I will accept a motion to schedule the public hearing for the James subdivision for November 6th at 7 PM. Motion by Carol,
Second.
second by Dominic, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, none, motion carried. And then if I could just get your signature, and the only other part is the application fee, but. Thank you very much.
Thank
Do you have any questions for us?
So you said there were two additional parts. There's the public hearing, and then does it come back, after the public hearing, does it come back to the planning? Or
So actually, the
a
important,
subsequent meeting?
no, it doesn't. So if everything's all set at that meeting, it'll be approved, but there is one important thing. Once we approve it that day, you have 62 days to file with the county. That's when we give you back the stamped and approved survey maps,
Okay.
and you file it with Albany County. I don't know if she could send somebody to file it.
We gotta do it again, it's terrible.
Yeah, you'd have to do this all again.
And if you're running up against it, it can be extended, but you have to do that ahead of time.
And she can talk to us to extend
Yeah.
it.
So if November 9th, did you say November
Sixth.
9th? November 6th? So by January 6th, then I would have to have it.
Approximately.
Absolutely. Somebody be flying back to New York.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
But
you
you'll
don't,
be,
You can also, your surveyor could do it.
yeah,
okay, I'll talk to
Just
to save you,
make it easy.
yeah, you can pick these up here. And then, your email on here is accurate, right? I can reach out to you, the Verizon
Yes.
net, Jade.
Yes.
I can be in touch with you about meeting logistics for that date,
Okay.
because you'll be in Florida then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you keep a copy of the description?
I keep a copy of all of this, but the deed description is not, who has that?
That one?
You
keep
can
that?
take that
Okay.
back.
This is my only copy, so
Yeah.
if you needed it, I would have to make a copy.
Are you comfortable with us keeping these?
Yes.
Um,
Unless there's a fire in the building.
Yeah.
You know, please put them in a fire-safe place.
okay, and then we'll hold on to these so that we can get them all stamped. And,
So do I have to have the shed moved before the public hearing?
No,
Okay. Okay. Thank you. When would that have to be moved by? Before it's filed or when?
well, I don't, the planning board hasn't set a compliance date yet,
Okay.
so we would see what's reasonable for you.
All right, and you'll just let me know.
Yeah, it'll be broadcast.
yeah. All right. Very much.
And who do we, who do we write the check?
Let's do that when I do the list.
Do you need the rubber bands back?
I think that would be good.
Right now, she does.
Thank you.
Last one, where the other one go? Do you want the two?
Let's see if one of us work.
You want the-
Oh, the two, do we need the two, Becky? Okay, so next up is the Parker subdivision. You have a file for that?
I got it right here. So Mr. Parker can't be here. We're gonna call him right now. And I obviously don't represent Mr. Parker. I just want to present the application to the planning board so that you guys have it. The short version is this map here, which is a 5-acre. And I'm gonna call him.
Andrew and I.
Thanks.
Let me get Mr. Parker on the phone.
So this is for 15 Cole Road in Medusa. Total subdivision acreage is 134.8 acres. 195 acres, with the remaining being 129.28 acres.
Hey, Matt. Hey, it's Tim Lippert from the town of Rensselaer. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone with the planning board. All right, hold on. Hey, can you hear us now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Mr. Parker can't be here tonight. He's an owner of the parcel, and his brother wants to build a house on 5 acres, which is this part here. And they're taking that 5 out of 40, which is the bigger parcel here.
I have 140.
Yeah, this says it's 134 acres
There you go,
total.
127 total.
Mhm.
So, the Parkers couldn't be here tonight. Their brother is overseas serving the country, wants to get preparation for a lot and some concrete in the ground before winter, so that he can build his house, on the 5-acre lot. Matt, I do not have your survey. I don't have that here. If it's in the office, I will find it, but I just did a quick look and I don't have that survey. I have a tax map that you and I made, and we drew the little 5-acre thing on. So initially, that is, what we know about that. Matt, you want to speak to the planning board and the answer to that?
Sure, I appreciate that. So I just want to speak a little bit to the timing issue of it all. My brother is overseas, and the issue being that the house he and his wife have picked out, for whatever technical reason, it's a little bit difficult for me to explain more about a house I'm not personally building. But the house that they want to build is buildable, and the way it was intended to be built based on the building requirements we have in effect now. On January 1st, there are several green initiatives that won't necessarily impact it, but several other initiatives that eventually the building of this house, and the way to make sure that they can build what they want to build and planning to build is to have a building permit in place before December 31st. So that's sort of what puts us up against a bit of a time issue, and so that's the us issue of it. And then the view we inherited was unfortunately from my grandparents an incomplete survey, an unstamped survey from a company that has been sold. So we're working to track down a surveyor to work with, be it the one that owns the company now that can complete it and do the subdivision, or if we have to go the whole, redo it from scratch and pay the $30,000 to have it resurveyed and sectioned off, we're happy to do that. But it still brings us back to the part of timing. So what we were hoping to ask the planning board for would have been a conditional, minor lot line adjustment so that we can get some, penciled in areas that the location of the house will not change. But some pencil in 5 acres worth that we can, safely commit to partnering or contracting with a surveying company within a relatively short amount of time to complete the lot line adjustments.
So it's 1 acre now, or is it multiple, I mean, 1 parcel now, or is it multiple parcels now that have their own deeds?
There are 2 parcels in the trust, one that has my parents' house on it and the other that has my uncle's house on it. That's the house my uncle lives in. That's the 134 acres, and that's where we'd be looking to parcel off 5 acres from.
Yeah,
If I could just ask, are you creating a new lot here, or is it truly a lot line adjustment?
It would be creating it would be creating a new, it would be subdividing it, so creating a new line.
okay. So the issue that we run up to here is we need a survey in order to move this forward.
I brought one.
But the survey needs to show the proposed action of what is going to be subdivided. And the reason that that's needed is when the application is approved by the planning board, it has to be filed at Albany County, and it cannot be filed or even approved by the planning board without the survey. Showing the proposed
I saw
action.
that requirement on the application. I brought that up with Tim, and he said that the town attorney advised that this was the route that I needed to take, as opposed to going to the zoning board.
So what are you asking us to do? Waive the survey requirement? This is the town attorney. Are you asking the planning board for a waiver?
Not asking for a waiver, we're asking for a conditional, subdivision so that we can get a building permit. And the condition being that within however many months the planning board determines, we would secure a surveyor to complete and formalize the survey and the subdivision.
I'm gonna,
Bear with us for a moment here to confirm.
No problem.
So I'll read for the planning board the permitted waiver section, and this is section 802 of our subdivision regulations. The planning board may waive information requirements where it determines that such information is not relevant to or is not otherwise required to conduct review of the application. The planning board may waive, when reasonable, any requirements for improvements for the approval with modifications, or disapproval of subdivisions submitted for its approval. Any such waiver, which shall be subject to appropriate conditions, may be exercised in event any such requirements or improvements are found not to be requisite in the interest of public health, safety, and general welfare, or inappropriate because of inadequacy or lack of connecting facilities adjacent or in proximity to the subdivision. Such waiver, however, shall not have the effect of nullifying the intent and purpose of these regulations. The applicant shall apply for and justify a request for a waiver in writing. The planning board, in consideration of a request for a waiver, shall consider the impact of granting the waiver and may require a public hearing. When granting a waiver, the planning board shall issue in writing its decision and reasons for granting such waiver. So bringing that back up to the submission requirements. So for sketch plan shall consist of a drawing based on tax map or other similarly accurate base map at scale, not less than 100 feet to 1 inch, and together with the sketch plan application shall show. And then it goes through the list of what we look for on our survey maps. And that's the basis for the sketch plan application. Once that is complete, you move into the minor subdivision.
Which is what this would fall under.
Right, this would be a minor subdivision. And the submission for minor subdivision submission requirements include 8 paper copies of the minor subdivision plat drawn accurately to a scale not less than 200 feet to the inch, showing, and then it goes through our list of requirements.
Yes, I'm familiar with the requirements. I did read everything in detail, and that was the portion of it that I sent back to Tim where he said that he spoke to the attorney and I'm going this route. So I understood what the requirements were. It was made clear that this requirement would be part of the consideration, but not necessarily something that was going to hinder a minor subdivision.
Okay, I'm reading it for the planning board's consideration because you're asking them for the waiver.
So this is,
So we can waive is what you're saying, that we can waive the requirement, or is it a firm requirement?
no, he was not saying that. He was reading the conditions for the waiver for the folks on the planning board right now. So this is Anna Brooks. I'm the chair for the planning board. The part that spoke to me when our town attorney Andrew was just reading the conditions for the waiver, we can waive things, I believe it's stated that were not relevant or required for the application, but this is personally my stance on this. In order for this to be a legal subdivision, we require the survey, and the survey is required and relevant. I'm looking at the mapping that Tim has provided here, and unfortunately, it does not meet the needs of any relevant information that we would need in order to take action on this. But I would want to open the floor up to the rest of the board on their thoughts.
Well, I just have to, I did provide a survey, the one that was conducted in 2013. It's unstamped, but it is there.
Yeah, that has not been provided to the planning board at this time, unless Tim, you know where that is. He does not know where that is, he's stated.
So you have a prior survey that's just not finalized, is that accurate?
Correct.
And we just don't know. Did you submit it to the town?
I brought it in when I filled out the application with Tim. I do not have it on me personally now.
I'm pretty sure he took it home with him.
I think either way, it's something we would have to.
We would,
There's.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I would advise the planning board to look at whatever this previous survey is.
Yeah.
Because I know what we have in front of us, but if there is a previously done survey, that could be particularly relevant for our
Yes.
consideration.
if that,
It was done in 2013.
if that can be located, we can take another review of the application, and I don't want to speak for the board, but is that something that,
Certainly a starting point, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even think we're at the starting point.
But if you wanna
additionally,
ask
Mr.
him
Parker,
that question.
looking at the application, it looks like I have an incomplete short environmental assessment form here. I don't know, Tim, if you have the rest of it, or if you have the rest of it, Mr. Parker, but we would also need that, and we can follow up with an email with this information if that
I
works.
did complete and sent the full seeker form to Tim. That was in the initial application. I think was going to the zoning board, but it was the one that we were to use in this application tonight.
Okay, we can take a look for that too. So
Okay.
I think, Tim, if you can look for the survey more, and Mr. Parker, if you can look for it, we will need that to continue evaluation of this application.
And I think I would just recommend that, obviously this board wants to see the previously submitted survey. So it might be, if we could look at that ahead of the next meeting this month, I think that would be beneficial.
Yes.
So everyone could be in a position to make a determination.
I agree with that. So if we can locate that next survey by November 10th, I mean, not November 10th, I'm sorry, October 10th, that would put us in a better position to have an advanced review of the survey and come to the meeting prepared with, to provide more direction.
Okay, understood.
What's your email?
It's Matthew, MATTHEW, PARKER, 518 @gmail.com.
Okay. My name's Anna. I'll get in touch with you about what we discussed at going forward. For information that we need. Did you also submit your application fee?
We did.
Okay, thank you. And I have your tax information here, so that's good. Yeah, so if we can locate that survey by October 10th, that would put us in a good position to be able to review it in advance. So if both you and Tim can take a look in your files for that. And then we'll try to locate the other part of the seeker form as well.
Okay, I appreciate that. And the survey I know I do still have is the one that was conducted in the 1980s, before it was subdivided to give a portion to my parents. Will that be sufficient if I'm worried that the copy I left there might be the only copy that we have? It's too large to scan.
We can't make a determination if it's sufficient without looking at it.
Okay, that's fair.
But we will certainly take a look at any documentation you can provide us.
Okay,
So, all right.
so, then next steps are I'll look for your email and then see what I can do about finding another copy of the survey.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. All right, so,
That's what the concern is.
yeah, Tim, is there a way that a building permit can be issued without the subdivision?
I kind of thought this might have gone to the ZBA for a variance right away, but we're talking to Andrew and kind of said that come to you guys with this. There's already a house on the lot, and this is a single, separate, independent, new home.
The house on the lot is nowhere near that. Yeah, but you can't have two houses on the same lot.
Yeah, you can't have two on one lot, though. So subdivision is required.
Yeah, the tricky part is the mapping.
He's having a hard time, I'm not sure it was clear, finding a surveyor that will do it sundowns. I don't know if that was the survey done and completed in 20 with an extension of a year to do it. That's kind of the big question that he was asking.
We need a permit just to put down a pad? It's not
Anything, yeah, definitely a pad, because foundation,
That's as good as it gets.
you have to have foundation plans to build a house. We don't build houses on pads either. We use foundations. There's a difference.
Yeah, so it's just difficult with this drawing to move it forward because that is relevant to
I get
this, so.
Understood. That's the sketch plan. You know, that's as far as that takes
Hopefully
us.
he finds it and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So we'll take it as far as we can. All right, so next on the list is the Friedman Ash minor subdivision. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to make the presentation because sciatica has hit my husband's back and he can't stand. So. But he's not shy, and so he will correct me or yell when he needs to. So we sort of have a variation on the survey theme as Mr. Parker. In Rensselaerville on Wood Road, we own about 160 acres that we bought back in 1987. it was used and continues to be used, other acreage for farming, for agriculture. We allow cows to be grazed on it. When we built the house, our house, in 2004, the bank required that we do a survey. So we did. But the survey was only required for basically the building site, which is 27 acres. And so we got the survey done, the bank accepted it. It's a signed survey. But the bank never said that we needed to submit it to the town. And so I've supplied Tim with a copy of the signed survey, which you have. But the survey is not for the entire 160 acres. It's only for the house and the disturbed area where the house is. So our request, because we went to, when we originally started looking into this, we knew that someone was going to say, is the entire 160 acres surveyed? And the answer to that is no. So we went and shopped around for various surveyors. And like Mr. Parker, first of all, they're really tough to come by in a timely way. But secondly, asked it to find out that to acre survey, some of which has already been, it's a $20,000 bill. We're not rich, we're retired, and it just seemed like unreasonable, particularly since the 27 acres that we are asking to separate out already has been surveyed. The purpose of separating out this area is so we're not getting healthier and we're not getting younger. And we're going to have to do something in our financial planning pretty soon. And so we want to take the 27 acres, already surveyed 27 acres, and separate that out so that when we need to, we can sell it. We're not doing that yet. We're not putting any other structures onto the property. We have no intention of doing that. We just need to not spend $20,000, if at all we can, on getting another survey. So that's our request, is that, I don't know whether it needs a variance. I know your practice is that when you are taking a look at subdivisions, that you need the entire area subdivided, but I'm hoping that the circumstances of this are simpler.
So, 100 acres,
59,
100.
so yeah, I had put a 39 there.
So we have a 27 acre lot and a 132 acre lot.
Correct. And the 132 acres will continue to be used for agricultural. What, Josh? And grandchildren.
How does this one relate to this document?
Could you explain some of these documents to us?
Yeah.
So the original 100 and, when we purchased the land, it was this and this, and these are separate lots. We subsequently, of course, bought those. So this is the piece that we're talking about.
But there's,
Are they deeded separate lots?
Yeah. They are, I have all the deeds from the to.
and where is this 27?
The 27 is, yeah,
It's the middle of the pond.
So we're just talking about this, not these two.
That's why.
correct.
Those two you're keeping on separate deeds.
Yeah.
It's this that you want to.
Correct. And in terms of, first of all, we paid our money for the application fee. But secondly, our neighbors on this, people impacted by us doing this, although there's nothing that will be done, is Wood Road on one side, the Hike Preserve on one side, ourselves on one side that we are keeping and then giving to our daughter. And then on Woonsocket Road, there are a couple of neighbors.
Will be landmarked at that point? Will you take
when you do this?
No,
Okay, so
there's
that's
the
the road
remainder,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah, the remainder goes down onto the. So we're not really doing anything.
Your request is to survey this and take.
Well, the survey's already done.
Survey for the 27,
Yes.
27 acres is done, but it doesn't show the whole.
160. And to do 160 is $20,000, which. So when you're saying 160, is that 16 plus? Yeah. Josh, you can, voice doesn't that. So I mean, we can basically ignore this. Yes.
We have,
Sorry to make you up. I just asked, you're saying 160, but this is.
when we got the house, we bought this piece, which is 139, and these two strips were included. So that comes out to about 230 acres. Then later, we bought a couple of strips that the old man went on it, giving to his nephews. So the house is a driveway here from the house, and this is where the subdivision is.
Okay,
Is
so
that clear?
yeah, it's coming out of this 139.
Just this one, yeah. And, when you say landmark, what did you mean?
I didn't understand the road was there, I didn't realize that was the
Yeah,
road.
we're not
because of the
And
road.
just to confirm, that 139 has its own deed,
Yeah,
and the other two have their own deeds.
that's,
Okay, so we're just looking at
Yes, we're not worried
this,
about
Just looking
small
at
cars.
only
We're
that.
yeah,
parcel.
that's, so just for clarity, we're taking from this and going to that, right? This is the 27,
Yeah,
and that is surveyed?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
And here's the topo for it.
it's,
We're looking at.
Yeah, I got
you can see that here's the house, here's Wood Road, here's the driveway that comes up to the house here. And this is the road, so Wood Road, couple neighbors, and like the west side here, we'll see the stone wall. And the south, north side of the stone wall,
Which one's the road?
here,
Oh, right, okay.
that's Wood Road.
Is there any reason that the topographical information is on separate?
I don't know why they gave two of
At
them.
the
Just
time we
out of
were
curiosity.
young, we didn't know what the heck.
I think that
Bank said do it, so we did it.
Just-
Yeah. I mean, go figure. They probably made more money. And what is the source of this document?
that's from the attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is south, and this is Brookview.
And just out of curiosity, did you talk to your surveyor about combining those two?
Well, they're all one, it's all the same property.
Right,
But
I mean
the
these two
surveyor
maps.
went out of business. It was Balmer Associates, and they got consumed by another. And so we've contacted them a couple of times, but they don't have much incentive to get back to us right now. So they're not,
Oh, that's not helpful.
but if we need to, I mean, we're gonna go to them and ask them to restamp it since they did.
Regardless, we need the updated map with this and that combined on the one, or can you accept it?
I think that's what I was kind of asking.
That
seems like-
hypothetically, we did do it with two maps separately, one being topographic, one being your boundaries, suffice, or would you want it all on one?
But then the concern is you would end up filing two,
Correct.
Separate
and that might end up being, I don't know the financials behind it, but I don't know.
Well, it's presumably, since they're both done by the same firm, if we get the same firm,
Just,
they could just restamp both of them and, and on two sides
Yeah.
of the same page,
And do you have more copies of this?
hundreds.
All right, well, that's good at least, but,
I think problem number one would be, does the whole thing have to be surveyed or not? I don't know what it feels like, or what you think. I don't know. 100%, I mean, I understand it was surveyed, but should the whole lot be surveyed? You think it all?
I would feel most comfortable, like, I understand your situation. But I would feel most comfortable just taking this one back and letting the board think about a solution without making a decision in haste tonight, because I don't wanna lead you down a direction that this is something we haven't really encountered yet, because you're different than the other situations that we just discussed,
Yeah.
because you have a little bit more here to go by. But if you're okay with that, I think I'd like to take it back for us to think about and research a little bit more.
Yeah, and would it, yes, no problem. So but in the meantime, should we be pursuing the successor to this firm to see what they can do for us, for you?
Well,
Is that
not
right?
really, I don't think,
They won't do anything.
I don't think we need that, we,
It's
If we-
Santos? Well,
Omni
The
was
new
the
one.
original Stantec,
Stanley.
it's a big international tournament, but it has several big ones.
But at any rate, for your, to take it back and think about it, we're fine with that.
and with all the materials tonight, the board wants some updated guidance on how to treat these for consideration. That might be,
Yeah,
if that's something the board wants, I can provide that for you.
I think that would
Just
be
on
really good.
the discretion of the planning board to waive requirements.
I would rather, I agree with Anna, do our due diligence and make a decision out of haste, I think that's unnecessary and unfair.
And just to be clear, so I understand that the proposed new lot is surveyed.
Yeah.
And you are going to
Correct.
ask, the successor to Valmer to restamp that map,
Yeah,
showing the
If
new
you tell
lot,
us we
right?
need to, we would, yeah.
Okay.
no problem.
Restamp and maybe,
Combine.
Yeah,
Combine.
If
Yes.
they're gonna be restamped,
Would be ideal.
yeah, restamp and with the topographic lines on.
Okay, so almost like a 3D.
Yeah, we actually,
They just,
Yeah,
they made two, and
Yeah.
in today's world, it's one.
No problem.
we can give you, I don't know if we have it printed, but I can email it to you, the list of what's like required on our mappings. Because they're survey, it looks like you have most of everything, they just need to be combined, just for, if you're going to make the ask to them, just so they have the list, so you don't
Okay,
have to
That'd be good.
go,
Yeah, you
Back
finally
and
approve
forth.
somebody and then
That's
not have what you
And
need to.
this is carol.arville@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And Jim, we went through that on the first one, when we went through the map, and we were rechecking off all the things, those were all things that need to be on there.
And a lot of these we've done, so that's fine.
So I think at this point in time, we want to do some research and take this one back. I think that there might, that's needed here in your environmental form. So this is kind of where we asked like the total acreage, so it would be like that 130, whatever the,
Is it 139?
Yeah.
yeah, 139, and then the total area being physically disturbed would be your 26.
That would be the 26.7.
Do you have a survey map of that 139 total?
No, we have a deed.
we have, it's
I don't know if
partially
at time of
surveyed.
purchase, if there was ever a survey done.
There was like partial surveys. We have like what, down
That
there,
one
Wood
is
Road.
20, is 26.92. And then we'll just do the math later, but, or you can do that. That's okay. But that's it, and then, at the moment, that's all I see, but there may be other updates that we'll make when we go through the application, we'll do it
Super.
with you.
Okay.
You want them to take these maps back?
I have so many. I mean,
As long as you're comfortable, I just wanna make sure.
Yeah, if you're good leaving these two with the board.
Yeah,
That would be helpful.
Yeah. that's how.
And do you have another copy of, actually, we don't even need that. You keep that one. And it's 139 total?
Yes, 139.8.
Okay.
And have them for the well, usually the well, the septic in the house location, so that'll be on. So just make sure we can try to figure that out, see what we can do.
Okay. I thought it was
What am I
on.
doing?
So it's the house location and then the leach.
Yeah.
Where else see the well?
Well,
The one might be in the.
Do you know the other one? Okay, so if it is, then have them put it on here when they can write it.
okay.
You write it in?
Well, the well's right next to the house.
Yeah.
It's attached to the house.
We'll consider that. No, that's okay.
Unique situation, I guess.
Yeah, get a few of those tonight, but that's okay. It's fun, because that way, like, if this comes up again, we'll
Yes.
have an answer. You might hear
Oh,
guinea
we
pigs.
did that one.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
thank you all.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a nice evening.
You are. Thank you, Chair. How are you? Okay.
Have a good night.
You too.
Take care, John.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You're doing okay. Keep up the good work.
Okay.
Okay,
Be well.
be well. See you all later. Bye.
Great, case special use permit, is that good? All right. All right, so next on our agenda is the case special use permit. So this is a special use permit for a motor vehicle repair shop. The parcel lies in the A/RR, or agricultural rural residential zone. And according to that, this is a permitted use. So just wanted to hear from you, any other information you can provide for this project.
I did today, I sent in a little more detailed,
Oh, okay, I
Sheet
was gonna
about-
ask for something like this, so thank you. All right. So I can read this to the board if you'd like, unless you want to give an overview. It's up to you.
yeah, if you wanna read it, that's,
You can sit down too if you want. It's up to you. We'll make you stand the whole time. All right, so like I said, it's for an auto repair, automotive repair facility located at 99 County Route 351 in Rensselaerville. Business overview. The proposed application is to open a new auto repair facility at the above mentioned address. This will be operated by Ronald Case with plans to be self-employed with no other full-time employees. The main focus of the operation will be to repair and service all vehicles in our demographic. This includes cars to light trucks. Primary hours of operation will be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, but can be dependent on emergency repairs being requested and offered as needed from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Regarding the environment, to maintain compliance with operating as a licensed motor vehicle repair facility, strict environmental policies and procedures set forth by the EPA and New York State DMV must be followed. This includes fluid containment and spill control, MVAC, refrigeration licensing, and hazardous material handling. Following these regulations, which is required and inspected by New York State, will ensure no adverse pollution effects on the environment. In terms of location and aesthetics, the building will be located 200 feet off the main roadway and over 500 feet from the next closest residence. There is an existing tree line that will remain in place to act as a natural visual barrier. The structure will be furnished with vinyl siding and shingle roof to better blend in with our primarily residential community. The driveway is wide and flat to ensure emergency vehicles will have clear and easy access. for lighting signs and parking. One sign will be placed at the roadside with an overall height of less than 6 feet. The drive and parking area will be located to avoid unwanted pollution. The building will have dim lit soffit lighting that is motion activated to provide enough light for safe access only when a person is present. The established parking area will accommodate 23 spaces at a standard 9-foot width per space. Other notes: business will eventually offer a towing service, but will not operate as a salvage yard. Commercial dismantling of scrap vehicle storage will not take place at the facility. Hazardous materials, including waste oil and tires, will be on a regular schedule for pickup and disposal to avoid excessive buildup. So any questions from the board on that overview? Is there anything that you want to add that I might have missed?
No, I think I got it all in there, so the basis of it.
All right, and so I'll pass this around. I looked at this earlier today. This is a sketch of the proposed area and our requirements. Just to remind everyone, we do not require this to be a professional sketch for special use permits. It just has to show the dimensions and the appropriate information. Is it an existing building?
It's in construction now.
New construction now?
Yeah.
So it's already built, so, or it's going to be built?
It's going to be built. I have the building permit. It's
Okay.
in progress.
What is the address?
999. Okay, that's the really one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do we do site visits for special use permit?
We do. So one thing that we have been doing for all of our special use permits, just to ensure consistency that we have visited the site, is we conduct a site visit just to make sure that what's being proposed matches, understanding that building's not built yet, but at least we can see like the layout. Is that something that you would be open to? If we
Yeah,
could-
definitely.
Okay. We can try to, when the majority of the planning board is available and you're for you,
Yeah, whenever you guys, I can make time whenever you guys can get together
what's the best way to contact you?
by phone.
Phone, the one on here, the 708 number?
Yes.
Okay. So in terms of special use permits, these always go through a public hearing as well. I think you might have been here when we described it, but there's a notice that's posted with the information of what's going on. We would send it to all of your abutting properties that Vicki would give you the information on who those are. You would send it via certified mail. But that would happen at the end of, our review and everything. So this will be like a few meetings, but we'll walk you through the process.
Okay.
So we do have this site visit consent form. Did you provide proof of, did you provide payment for the application?
Yeah, I have it tonight.
Not yet, okay. Yeah, so if you can get that in tonight, and then we can go through this special use application. There is one part that we will need. It is the short environmental assessment form.
Okay.
But if you want to complete that at a later date, ask some questions, and we can review that at the next meeting and then make a determination, that would be good. But for now, we can just run through the special use permit. So the applicant is for Ronald Case Jr. Address is 99 of the proposed action, 99 County Route 351, Rensselaerville. But the property owner, is that your father?
Yes.
Okay. He has provided the tax map number. The roads and streets bordering this proposed project is just County Route 351.
So that will require county referral?
Yeah,
So,
So for this as well, because you're on a county road, you have to send it over to Albany County to take a look at the complete application. And they might send back some comments or questions. But typically it is, I think you may have already accounted for here by talking about some of the emergencies and taking that into account as well as the pollution. So this might be enough for them.
Okay.
The purpose of this project in detail is commercial. They would like to operate a small automotive repair facility. It'll be a 2-stall building with himself as the owner and operator. So, Andrew, I have a question on this. For the preliminary drawing, it says not required to be highly engineered document.
Right, and the requirements, it's a plot plan with accurate dimensions, providing information sufficient to enable the board to make an informed decision. So obviously that leaves some room for discretion on the board's end.
Okay.
You mean like the entire lot and how this?
Sufficient, basically.
For special use permits, you're really looking at where the use is going to be conducted, and from what I understand, it's going to be happening in this new structure that's being built rather than somewhere else on the property. So we're really looking at where that barn structure is. If the board wants any additional figures put on that, but it should be in relation to where the use is, rather than a survey, like we're talking about a subdivision. That's not required, that was the
Thank you, yeah.
Do you guys have any questions or items that you would like seen on that?
Just out of curiosity, I mean, is there a house? How big is the whole lot? Is there anything else on it?
This side of the lot, I believe, is a total of 24 acres, and his house is that 500 feet away on the north side of the property.
But on the same side of the street?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
just curious. Man.
if the whole lot's on one side.
And it's a 23 slot parking lot? Is it?
Yes, by the 9-foot standard spot, the length of the
Why so
parking
many
they have.
spots for such a small facility?
That's just what I have laid out for parking, that's what the max it can accommodate. So that's the maximum that could ever be there. It's not likely to ever be at max capacity all the time, but.
I have a couple of comments on that. Because we have a valid permit in place and we're building a structure, although the permit wasn't for a motor vehicle repair shop. We wanted to get the building going for Mr. Case, but now that we've got an active special use permit, motor vehicles tend to generate some oil and stuff on the floors and whatnot. And typically we request a grease trap somewhere inside the building for where water washing would take oil and detergents to and be separated prior to going to a dry well. The reason I bring it up is because before you pour that floor, you might want to put a 3-inch pipe underneath it. And just go online and Google a grease trap. They're pre-set up and anticipate that you would need one of them.
Okay, yeah, it's easy enough.
And a picture of the sign. Let's take a look at the sign. As a special use permit, signs go along with the permit. I think we should see the sign on this end.
Yeah, we haven't reviewed signs as a condition of approval before, just like we've just asked for like signage information, like with our other special use permits.
Yeah,
so-
when you apply for a special use permit, sign goes along with it. It's a freebie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a freebie that we give them, so I want to see what it is,
Okay,
so I get the size of it, because we highly regulate the size of signs.
is that something that can be, he's provided some information on like the sign where it's going to be put,
Yeah,
overall.
specifically to lighting,
Does the
size of the
design
sign.
have to be
signs? Is it a pendant sign? Does it go on the building? Does it go on the end of the driveway?
But does the design of the sign have to be final? Like, does he have, he might not be in that stage.
Size, shape,
So
illumination,
just the physical of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you don't have to have the graphics.
Yeah, we don't need the logo.
We don't need your logo.
We're gonna lock you into it.
Is there any requirements or recommendations as far as lighting, like
I think that's in the
it can't
code.
be lit?
Shielded and directed down. You just don't want to offend the neighbors.
Right.
That, just think about it like that. That's all.
Yeah,
You don't want to put a
Article,
floodlight going to the other guy.
Right.
That's the-
Article 8 of our code is signs, and it sets forth some things you have to comply with if you want to put up a sign.
The other thing too is at the point of the site visit, you could show us too.
Right.
Your ideas, your plans. Just something better. All around.
So that could be something the board wants to see added to the plot plan. I know there was some expressed
Generally, with a
interest.
special use permit, as
Yeah,
much detail as possible. Anything you could ever think you're gonna do, anything that's running through your mind, you're better off just talking about
yeah, if you
it
could
than waiting.
add the sign to the drawing, I think that would be good, like the sign placement in relation to,
On your sketch map.
on your sketch map. I'm writing notes for you. Is the board looking for any other information on here? I think the only thing that I would be looking for, oh wait, do you have it? The garage, you have the size, so that's good.
Is this other stuff just cleared around it? Because you have the parking over here, but then you kind of have the line. What is this designation over here? This is all cleared out over here?
Here, so it goes uphill pretty steep before they clear out to that. Those clear trees, but it's all just like built on this bank, kind of rocky. So it's not really anywhere you could ever park or drive.
Mhm.
But when you pull in the site plan or the site visit, will explain a lot of this. This parking is kind of gone away too with the excavation work. So it's just like when you pull through the driveway, it's just parking right here as you pull in. So it's just this square is what's cleared out, no other wooded areas were touched at all, cleared out anyway. And actually, this site was used for, as a ground bank for 351, back in, I believe, the 60s or 70s for the road construction. So it was already, like, it's already banked out and tore up as a gravel bank by the county.
I think one other thing that would be helpful for one, because this will be sent to the county, like your sketch.
Okay.
If you could add like the length of the driveway and somewhat the dimensions of the parking area, I think that would be helpful for them, just to know that. And where like the sign is going to be.
And I think maybe just show that there is a house on the property. We're not saying it has to be to scale, but just so people know there's a house there. This is a secondary use.
Yeah.
Just because we've seen the county ask for a more full picture
Right.
of the property. And since we're not, a survey is not required, it doesn't seem that much.
I think the county has requirements on the sign based on it being on the county road. To look into that ahead of time, so you don't get there and then it goes to the county and then the county says, we didn't come and. There's certain requirements.
This with that Bell
The,
first, too.
the local municipality handles signs.
They do the signs, okay, even though it's on the county road, okay.
Okay. So I can give you this back. I made some notes on here for you. There's one other form we need you to fill out. It's the short environmental impact assessment form that will be reviewed and sent to the county. I don't know if we have one printed here today, but if you,
I can get them.
okay. So that's this form that it's the seeker form. I added in the sketch additions. So add the house, add the driveway and parking dimensions, add the sign placement, and then to this, area, if you could just add in any information about, like, your sign, if it's going to be illuminated, and then I wrote down where it is in the code. So our next meeting is, I think, October 16th. So if you want to submit any updates, we'd welcome them by the 10th of October, and then we can review this more fully and hopefully get you on your way to a referral over to Albany County in the public hearing. So, do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so. Seems pretty straightforward.
All right. And then, I'll be in touch about a site visit.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, whenever you guys can work it out, I can make time for it.
okay, sounds good.
This is just mechanical work, right? Not more body.
Yeah, no, I just can't go on.
Thank you.
Okay, that being said, I'll accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
Motion by Robert, second by Carol, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, none?